News in 5.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
Good day. This is World News in 5. 17 more hostages in Gaza was released by Hamas militants in Israel, including 3 foreign nationals and a 4-year-old Israeli-American girl. The released hostages were turned over to the International Committee of the Red Cross in exchange for Israel to free Palestinians who had been jailed for various offenses. United States President Joe Biden earlier said that the 4-year-old witnessed her parents being killed by Hamas, saying that what she endured is unthinkable. The 4-day ceasefire will end Tuesday, but Israel has said that this may be extended by a day if Hamas releases at least 10 more hostages. This is the first temporary truce since Hamas launched a surprise attack on Israel on October 7th, killing at least 1,200 people and taking around 240 hostages.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
China's health ministry said that the respiratory illness spreading across the country is caused by flu and other known pathogens. The respiratory infections were caused by a combination of various common viruses such as influenza, rhinoviruses, the respiratory syncytial virus or RSV, the adenovirus, as well as bacteria such as Mycoplasma pneumoniae, which is a common culprit for respiratory tract infections. National Health Commission spokesperson Mi Feng said that efforts should be made to increase the opening of relevant clinics and treatment areas, extend service hours, and increase the supply of medicines. The ministry spokesman advised the public to wear face masks and called on local authorities to focus on preventing the spread of illnesses in crowded places such as schools and nursing homes. Last week, the World Health Organization, or WHO, formally requested that China provide information about a potentially worrying spike in respiratory illnesses and clusters of pneumonia in children. Chinese authorities earlier this month blamed the increase in respiratory diseases on the lifting of COVID-19 lockdown restrictions. Other countries also saw a jump in respiratory diseases such as RSV when pandemic restrictions ended.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
And news from the Philippines Migrant Workers Office, Tel Aviv, or MWO Tel Aviv, Labor Attaché Rodolfo Gapasan and his team checked on the condition of overseas Filipino worker or OFW Gilinor Jimmy Pacheco at the Shamir Medical Center. Pacheco, who has been working as a caregiver in Israel for the past 5 years, was among the first 24 hostages released by Palestinian militant group Hamas. He was among over 200 captives taken by Hamas fighters when they launched their attacks in southern Israel on October 7th. Pacheco's elderly ward was killed while he was taken hostage from Kibbutz Ner Oz. Philippine Ambassador to Israel Pedro Lilo Jr. also visited Pacheco earlier along with Labor Attaché Gapasan. In other news, Department of Migrant Workers or DMW Assistant Secretary Levinson Alcantara and Overseas Workers Welfare Administration or OWA Region 3 officials welcomed 2 Filipino seafarers who sustained minor injuries from a missile attack on their vessel, the K-Max Ruler, in the Ukraine earlier this month. The two seafarers arrived at the Clark International Airport in Pampanga Province on board Qatar Airways Flight QR930. One other Filipino seafarer, who sustained a fracture on his left arm, remains in a hospital and is being cared for through the help of his shipping agency.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
And that concludes today's edition of World News in 5. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this is Leo Magpayo. Good day.
World News in 5.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.